Here we start in the middle of the field for Ozone.
Tight defense on the handlers by the All-Stars to start off. None of their sagging stuff to begin with.
Making those resets difficult. Having
Ozone,
to go backfield some more.
Good bid by Mira Walker there, hitting the turf. Just out of her reach.
Well, on the first point, Steph Lim gets to pick up the disc for the first chance for a break for the All-Stars. Hannah Leathers comes in from the sideline, moves it up the center to Miller, and she's going to go to the break side. Radar misses, lays out, and can't get it on the sideline. Margot Sturt from UCLA misses the first attempt, can't quite get the second attempt either.
It's just a little bit windier in the stadium than it might appear. There's some swirling winds in there all the time and take a while to get a little bit more used to it. Kate Woodhurst back to Angela Lynn, handling.
And again, Ozone going backfield, now getting an upfield shot. Mira Walker again, speedy downfield cutter. But throws it away, and the attempt to hit Sledge, and a second attempt about at the same spot of the field for the All-Stars. This time Normal with it. Goes across the field. Franklin's defender was poaching well off her. Now center to Franklin, and they're moving it across the field. Haven't got a lot of vertical space. And Normal trying to get Leathers going up line on an inside shot. Something that maybe the Japanese could connect with, but not the All-Stars. Lynn with the disc now about midfield. Sends a deep shot. Wow. Pile up down on the field. Sador was making an attempt at it. Beck Brereton was there. Another Ozone player on the ground. I believe that's Walker.
Yeah, I love seeing Beck Brereton go up strong for these plays. She's a good, tall receiver and playing good, tall, big girl defense and close to the end zone. See if there's a call. No call.
No call. Play continues. And again, a third chance for a break, but this time much further downfield. 65 yards to go for the All-Stars. First deep shot we've seen by either team, really. Leathers makes a move upfield, gets it up line. Now they're moving quickly. Lim has it. And trying to do the give and go to Franklin. Franklin can't get it. Ozone moving quickly, gets it across the width of the field. Got a one-on-one matchup downfield. Sledge trying to hit Sador in the end zone, and that one's too far. And players trying to feel out this game as we're still in the first point.
Yeah, the sun's gone behind a cloud a little bit, but it is still, I'm sure, quite warm down there on the field, and this is getting to be quite a few turnovers for a single point on this first point here.
I feel like this is something we see pretty commonly in, well, most Ultimate games, and especially on this tour. The first point might take a while, and then by the second and third, both offenses is cleaned up. Getting those early breaks are so important.
That's right.
Franklin gets it in the center, goes all the way across the Leathers, who gets it upfield to Brereton. Now to Sturt. Normal working that sideline. She's just outside the end zone. And able to find Steph Lim, working it up the live side. Sturt to Lim. All-Stars get the first break. They go up. Morgan Fugue is known for their fast-moving offense, taking shots and relying on their defense to keep them into the game.
Gina Titcomb with a nice pull, burying Ozone in their end zone.
First pass gets him 10 yards, now in the middle of the field. Reese with the disc. Can't get anything upfield, has to go backfield. Swing to Hines on the sideline. And great defense by Kate Scarth. Step for step on that upfield throw, and she's able to catch it. Now the All-Stars moving quickly, only 15 yards outside their field. And wow.
You know, that was actually a miscue. I think that she was looking for Chena on the swing, and Chena actually ended up making a counter cut.
And UBC, who...
And Western Washington now, too. Those women have made a name for themselves. Chaos going to nationals these last few years.
Gina Titcomb again with a strong pull. That one going a little bit more upwind.
And here's some sagging defense from the All-Stars on the handlers.
And a deep shot immediately. Almost able to run it out, but drops the clap catch. It looked like Marissa Hicks in the end zone. A good look from Ozone. 2 quick passes, really able to open up that offense, but an unfortunate drop. Lim on the goal line, gets to Leathers in the center of the field. Now it's Schrader. Titcomb pushing a backhand downfield. Normal can't get it, and it's knocked away. No second chance effort as Kate Wilson gets a hand on the disc.
All of our deep shots so far have been, you know, a little bit overthrown, a little underthrown. Seems like they're covered fairly well. I'll be interested to see the team that can work it up, take some underpasses, and really grind.
Well, in the attempt to grind, that one gets caught in the wind and hits the turf. A short field for Hannah Leathers right now.
Ooh, Angela,
Great
nice
defense
fed by
attempt.
Angela Lynn.
I'm on the sideline up to Schroeder. And an inside break throw as Gina Titcomb was working her defender on that live side. Great throw by Steph Lim, and 3 quick breaks for the All-Stars.
Really grateful to have Eric in Atlanta as well.
Well, as the poll goes up, this is 4 offensive points in a row for Ozone. They haven't been able to convert yet. Trying to go for the break around to Sador, and it's just eaten up by Brereton. All the way to Miller on the sideline, going to pick Kathley, and she cannot get a read on that disc.
She looked like she might want to repeat that Sports Center top 10 play there for a second. A little iffier here on the turf and when you're up 3-0.
Ozone now on the sideline, going up line. Backing away as Woodhurst gets it across the field. And again, a missed throw going for the veteran Angela Lynn.
You see the All-Stars are actually leaving a cutter defender deep quite a bit to stay in that deep lane. And Ozone's having a hard time with their 4th cutter, the one furthest away from the disc, recognizing that she's poached to cut under, and it's really shutting down those live side cutters.
I'm sure with the wind at their back, they want some of those deep throws to go off. And speaking of a deep throw, Lisa Pick-Kathley drops a dime ball into the hands of Beck Brereton.
You know, that's just a lovely throw. We teach our high school players and play as they barnstorm around the country, and we're just super pumped to have them here in Atlanta and get to showcase some of the local talent as well. You'll notice that Catherine Wooten, who has just arrived, is stepping out on her first offensive point, and this is very exciting for Ozone because she really is someone who does open up the field with her hucks. And there she is receiving it on that first pass.
And as you called, she takes a deep look immediately, but Megan Cousins gets a good read on it, knocks it away right in front of Kate Wilson.
Yeah, Megan Cousins, I've really enjoyed watching her with the U23 team as well as on this tour. She's a fantastic defender, and she's a great receiver too. So here she is getting ready to cut as well.
And Verju takes a deep shot, going for Leather. She gets it in the center of the field. Quick dish off to Cousins. And All-Stars are past halfway in a short time. Franklin trying to go up line, gets caught in the wind, and Verju, great read coming off the cutting side, keeps it alive. Leathers has it on the sideline, center of the field to Sturt. 10 yards outside the end zone. That flick side, great centering pass to Cousins. Doesn't have to continue. There it is to her Colorado teammate, Dory Franklin, just outside the goal line. And Verju scoops another one off the ground. This time it's in the goal. And 6 points, 6 breaks for the All-Stars so far. That you finish the game versus the way that you start.
Yeah. You know, Ozone does have, they play mostly horizontal, but they do have a vertical stack as well, and that might just shake things up enough to change the looks that they're giving the defense. But here they're back in their horizontal, and you see some different junk defense here from the All-Stars.
All right, looks like a man on the handlers.
Yeah, person
3
on the
players
handlers,
wall.
and yeah, 3 in front of the cutters, 1 in back. And here they are matched up. That's a great transition by the All-Stars.
In the center of the field, Wooten gets it up line, and there's a pick called downfield, it seems. The disc is going to stay.
It's one of the dangers coming out of a transition defense is there are picks, and so the offense has to be aware of that. Great play up in the air by Alika Johnston.
Yeah, Wooten trying to hit Mira Walker deep. That one floats. I'm sure she would have tried to be leading her. Now Verju has it at half field.
Nice little behind the mark break to the break side.
Walrus floats it up, trying to get it down the sideline to Cousins, and that one floats overhead.
Definitely still some wind going on down there, pushing these good throws up a little bit above the receivers' heads or making them float on both sides.
And the sideline cutters able to get some downfield movement going.
Good catch by Lina there.
And Wooten can only get one hand and then drops it on the reset. Again, a short field for the All-Stars. They're trying to keep this break train going.
Ozone here forcing backhand a little bit to maybe change things up so it's not quite as easy for those strong throwers on the All-Stars to get those inside breaks.
Alika Johnson gets it up the line, and a quick flip finds Haley Walrus. And now we're at 6-0. So they can be more effective later in the season, but Ozone is going to need something to get back in this game.
That's right. We'd like to see some different looks. I always heard wise people say you never lose a game without playing zone, and you never lose a half maybe without playing zone either. So let's see if we can get Ozone on defense, whether it's by scoring or getting a big huck into the end zone.
Quick movement gets to the sideline. Cutters are doing well. Can't get that continue going downfield. Now looking to the reset. Takes the inside reset, but can't get enough of it backfield.
Just lovely defense by the All-Stars. They're fronting downfield, and it's too windy to huck it. And then they've got great reset defense.
Sheena Titcomb is wide open. And a throwaway from Schroeder going to Kate Scarth. Quite unfortunate. The All-Stars looked like they had blown matchups all over the field and couldn't take advantage of it.
Sometimes those throws when you're unmarked are the hardest ones to complete because we don't practice really without a mark. And so sometimes that can, not that it was a strategy that time, but it can be successful.
Moving across the field for Ozone. Hasn't gotten anything vertical after they've gotten the disc back. And again, a swing throw. Catches the wind a little bit. Lands 5 yards in the end zone. All-Stars are going to be able to walk this back to put it in with less than an inch.
I really like that dump defense by Stevie Miller there. You see she went upfield and sagged into a lane while the thrower was looking upfield, and then went right back onto her woman to deny the dump.
Well, that time Erin Schroeder doesn't miss her target. Lisa Picaithley makes one quick move up the sideline. 7-0-7 breaks for the All-Stars.
Completing their easy looks and start exploiting where the poaches are coming from these all-star defenses.
Oh, eating up big yards immediately, and Sinagini takes a deep shot, gets over Sturt, now just outside the end zone, quick flip, and there is the first offensive point for Ozone, and quick movement as Mira Walker receives the downfield pass, and I believe hit Kate Wilson in the goal.
I think it was Marissa Hicks with the goal, but Kate. See what they can do again.
Well, Angela Lynn gets a nice pull going downwind. And Schrader's going to start it 10 yards in front of the goal line.
So this is some sort of junk look. There you go, with Angela in the middle. Getting a D.
Moving it quickly to the center of the field. No one marking Sledge yet. To Lynn on the forehand side. One more, and there it is. Ozone gets their first break. gets their second point, 2-7. Don't count them out yet.
Not yet. Not at all yet. Anything can happen, and these are really fantastic athletes. Last 5 years than any other woman in the game. She's just really taken her athleticism, which we even saw back then, and become a real ultimate player. It's exciting to see.
Well, let's see how her and Schaffner work. They usually work very well together, but Schaffner instead gets Cousins in the middle of the field. Now back to the sideline. There's the break to McCaithley. Now up to Johnston. And a quick throw to Schaffner, going downwind on the offensive points, and the All-Star has no problem taking the team into half, 8-2.
Yeah, and you see the movement like that. I think that these All-Stars, whether they come from the same program or not, you know, I was wondering, are Haley and Jesse going to play together a lot? Are, you know, Megan and Dory going to play together a lot? But it's really not about that. What it's about for
that average with their breaks. They need to get back in this game and need to start doing it early. A short field pole gives the All-Stars a little over half field to work with. And immediately Walrus looking for Schaffner, who turned, came under.
Yeah, the All-Stars started with a little side stack there, and Ozone was in a junk set, and that was a miscue as well on the throw. So good D by Ozone. We'll call it a good D.
Yeah, team defense certainly still counts. And Schaffner is going to get it right back, poaching off the sideline cutter, and she's going to give it right back. Trading turnovers, Schaffner and Walrus trying to connect with each other. The Oregon connection doesn't quite fit here. Tough time getting that swing to the center of the field.
Thought it might have been a foul, but if anything was called, it's taken back.
Now Walrus has it in the center of the field on the goal line. A pick called in the field. And as it gets tapped in, she's going to flip it to the live side, and Schaffner will beat her defender after a lot of turns in that first point.
gotten multiple Ds with their junk looks, and I wouldn't want to chase those all-stars around person to person, so that seems like the smart thing to do.
The pull from Chena Titcomb catches a breeze and lands a couple yards outside the end zone.
It's an exciting matchup. You got Hannah Leathers, oh, not Hannah, Stevie on Catherine Wooten, who's a coach of UGA. She coaches the women's team, and it's funny when Hannah does match up on her, which she will, I'm sure. That's coach versus player. Played a lot of mini to train, and you can actually see that when you get out there on the field. And boy, is it advantageous to be able to throw short, quick passes and trust where your teammates are going, especially when it's windy. And so training with mini is actually really good. And in my experience, the Atlanta Ultimate community, there's some resistance and some embracing of training with small ball.
Oh, no small ball on that one. Schaffner trying to go for Johnson in the end zone.
Absolutely. One of the advantages of small ball is it should open up deep looks, but you still need to be able to pinpoint those hucks. But again, like I said, I doubt Jessie has any sort of conscience about that right now. She's going to get a block in her mind, and that's going to be a good turnover.
Wooten has it on the sideline, or on the end zone line. They move it across the face of the field, but hasn't gotten any yards. And a big foot from Megan Cousins, but it looks like it's going to be a foul called. Uncontested. The disc will come in at stall 0. Waste no time getting the play going again. Wooten gets it up line, and she's going to stretch it deep. Schrader is there. Schrader gets a hand on it and knocks it away. Tough time getting it past the defenders.
Yeah, I think it must be windy, blowing from left to right as we're looking at the field here. And that disc going up into the upwind is just not, there's not enough time for it to get up over the defender. And Erin Schroeder made a really nice play there.
And a nice throw to get it up line to Alika Johnston. They're playing some switching on those backfield sets, trying to get a short field turn, but now the All-Stars on the other side of the field, moving quickly. Scarth to Picaithley, and Picaithley trying to go inside, gets blocked by Wooten.
Yeah, Catherine with those long arms, she's got a great mark.
And a great time for it, as Ozone's offense needs to build some confidence, get their D-line in. But now stuck in the sideline. Going up line, and looked like Cousins just gets a hand on it.
It's a ton of effort. That's an effort block right there. You know, you might be beat up line, but if you keep running, if there's a missed throw, you're going to be right there to get it. And, you know, maybe sometimes that's a goal, but Megan Cousins right there to get the block on that one. Certainly worth putting the effort in.
Now Alika Johnston on the cone. Gets it to Schaffner. To Walrus in the center of the field. Walrus is going to send it deep. It's floating some, and Schroeder's able to keep the defender on her back. Great read. Scarth has it to Walrus, no one there, and Walrus a quick flip, making Cousins. A lot of hustle from the All-Stars after they got a deep look. They just outworked the Ozone players to get up to the field and into the end zone.
Absolutely. I think you're definitely seeing
USA national teams.
Absolutely, and she's got one of her high school teammates on Ozone as well, Lane Cedor. And Sophie's made a really great comeback to Atlanta here. She's sort of the prodigal daughter of Paideia Ultimate, and we're just so excited to have her back here in Atlanta. And she is absolutely what the doctor ordered here for Ozone's offense. I think not only can she complete easy passes, but she's definitely got those hucks to be able to boost it whenever those defenders are fronting.
Quick movement to Hicks on the sideline. She's able to get it upfield, trying to get the upline pass to Woodhurst.
You see Woodhurst trying to make a catch that's up high with her thumb up in the air. Classic catching error. You got to put your thumb down on that one so that you got more fingers on the top to really close on that disc.
Might have popped up in this wind, as it tends to happen in the stadium. And a good inside shot, Normal to Verju.
Jacqueline outworking.
That was a good movement down the sideline. Kind of like what you'd expect from maybe a soccer movement, just ticking, tacking down the sideline. Stir it to Verju, and she's able to find Steph Lim. Excited to hit the coaching scene soon.
Yeah, it's a lot to work with. It's very exciting when you've got people that are coming in, women 6 feet tall, or run a real fast 40. That's a coach's dream. And so Jacqueline's going to have a great time at Dartmouth and for Seattle Riot.
Well, we've been talking up her disc skills. Could use a little more work on the long throw, it seems.
Yeah, as Tina Booth likes to say, there are 10,000 places on the field better than out of bounds. And so we'll remind Jacqueline of that when she maybe comes to coach at Nutsy in the future.
Well, Ozone's going to get the disc at the brick mark, center of the field, 20 yards up, facing a junky look from the All-Stars. Just moving it in the backfield.
I'm sure the All-Stars have noted that Ozone's turned it over on that big swing pass to the second handler a few times. So they're just leaving Sophie open over here on the weak side. And they're really sort of daring those throwers to throw it to her. And there it goes up to her. Let's see what she can do with it.
On the sideline, no mark yet. Just got plenty of time to wait. Now the transition, it seems, and Darch goes all the way across. She's able to get that one to Ownby.
Nice upline cut by Sophie.
An inside throw from Walker. Able to punch it in. She finds, you're going to have to help me with this
Jinmi
name.
Matsunaga. She's a rookie on Ozone. It's been very exciting. Halftime or local high schools in girls programs. So they're really setting a great example. We don't get that many people from high school straight into college and then onto Ozone. Lane and Sophie played on Ozone when they were in high school, but there's not so many people that go and come back.
I see. Well, the All-Stars have been working the disc with quite ease. Ozone seems to be trying to put someone in the lane, but it just always felt like they were leaving someone wide open on the field. And with the disc skills that these girls have, it's very easy for them to find someone who's poached.
to throw a break mark throw. It's just too easy. And so I would love to see Ozone score this point and come back with some more of their junk.
Pull from Margot Sturt lands about 10 yards outside the end zone. Darch is picking it up inside to Wooten. Now they get a big gainer upfield. Working that cutting lane on the live side. Now moving across the field, and what a shot by Darch. Hotly contested by Cousins, but reeled in. Wilson now with it. Gets it to the break side and over the head. Trying to find Meg Harris. Here goes the All-Stars moving quickly. Cousins, center of the field, upline to Normile, and she sends it up, throwing her receiver open. Steph Lim might not have seen it, but she gets her head up just in time to find the disc in the end zone.
Yeah, that's a lovely throw by Carolyn Normile. Someone else like Lisa Pitt-Caithley, who's just really improved over the last couple. Onto a setback like that, as Carolyn Normile has, that's a lesson in really being an athlete.
It's the 2005 USA team. Did that have one of our other commentators, Chelsea Putnam?
It unfortunately didn't. You know, Chelsea played on the 2009 team and was a superstar then. And in 2005, she and I were just graduated, finished our 5th year of college. And I tell you what, if there had been an all-star team in 2005, we would have shown up and shown some people what's what.
Oh, certainly.
Chelsea and I loved playing with each other the few times we got to do it. Playing against each other was a different kind of love of competition, but certainly a huge challenge. But you think about people like Alicia White, Alex Snyder, Kara Crouch, we were all within a year of each other in college. And to see the fun that these women are having, I'm so glad there's an opportunity for them to do that. There was never anything like that when we were in college. Wow. To make plays like Angela Lynn just made on the big stage, that's unreal. That's something we've been dreaming about for a long time.
Yeah, quite the layout and a big turning point for Ozone. Their offense had turned the disc and was looking at another break, and now they're looking at a goal to keep a hold.
That's got to fire Ozone up. The crowd's really loving that play, and then for them to Rookie actually in 2001, but Hannah and I were rookies again together, and I didn't know who were rookies because I came late at the beginning of the season, and I thought she was just their best defender. And that was 2 years ago when she was still just a junior in college. So missing her tonight is an understatement for Ozone.
Leading throw, and what a layup by Haley Walrus. Sees the defender, and a hammer across the field to Lisa Picaithley. She's just outside the end zone. Able to get the backhand up to Stevie Miller. Picaithley with the assist, but Haley Walrus really gets credit for the point, saving the upfield pass, and then uncorking. I didn't see them at all when I first started, just 7 short years ago, and
Now it's a huge part of the game. I think it causes defenders to have to play much, much tighter. You really get poaches off a lot by throwing hammers to the break side. If people aren't close enough, then you got to punish them, and that's what Haley just did.
the Ozone offense have to respond to that exciting offensive point. And almost saving it as the disc sails back the intended target. All-Stars on their game point possession.
It's a wonderful block by Meg Harris. She and Hannah Leathers, I believe, are the best defenders on Ozone's roster. And without Hannah there, it's great to see Meg making that huge play. It's wonderful.
And the second time that the Ozone offense was able to get the disc back after they had a throwaway. Just trying to keep the game in their hands. Hammond now on the sideline. Backfield, inside backhand, all the way across the field. Able to keep going around and can't get it. Trying to continue to that backhand side, and the wind catches it and takes it to the back of the end zone.
You really do see with Leah Sinagini's throw there what an advantage it can be to be left-handed in this sport. You know, the mark really rotates as if it's going to come on the around righty backhand, and she just steps in with her pivot foot and sends it nice big lefty backhand inside out.
And good team defense gets Ozone the disc back on the first throw. 15 yards outside their end zone. I'm sure they just want to punch us in and give their defense another chance. Wooten with the disc on the sideline.
Sophie stepping in. Love it.
And working that break side, sideline. Great movement, inside flick to the around throw. And the crowd really liking the way that that point finished. Ozone too, but they're facing a 6-14 deficit.
Yeah, I think right now it's just about building.
And they've had a lot of Ds beating them to that under space. I'm sure they're going to try to take away the deep looks, not have a quick finish to this game. Titcomb has it in the center of the field, goes around to pick Keithley. Schaffner has plenty of space in the middle of the field. Now Johnston. Able to find Titcomb finally. Upfield to Schaffner. She's just outside the end zone. Game point possession for the All-Stars. Needs to go to the reset and a lefty backhand. But a pick is called.
Yeah, there were some residual defenders left in that lane after some clears, and Sheena had to run Mira off of one of them to get to that lefty backhand space. It's not a righty forehand at that distance. It's a lefty backhand.
And when the disc gets tapped in, the view connection ends this game as Schaffner is able to find Haley Walroofs on the open side. She had a few more seconds after the stall count went down on the pick call.